guys, my name is Tony, and today I'm going to tell you about this book I read called Victoria by Daisy Goodwin. So this book is pretty much about an 18-year-old girl, and she wakes up to find out that her uncle has died, and she is now the Queen of England. And so she's only 18 years old, so everyone feels like she's immature and can't make her own decisions. So on her first day, she decides to create her own legacy and prove everyone wrong. She changes her own childish name, Alexandrina, to Victoria, as an attempt to make her seem more like a queen. She also separates herself from her mother and the Duke of Cumberland because they are trying to control every decision that she is faced with. On her first day of the job, everyone tells her that she needs to appoint a prime minister, so she chooses Lord Melbourne for this position, and they develop a strong yet odd connection that helps her prosper as a queen, but it also makes society question her decisions as she has such a close connection with him. Author Daisy Goodwin uses a lot of imagery in this book. She is very descriptive when describing the initial encounter between Victoria and Lord Melbourne. She describes Victoria's facial structure, the way her clothes look, her emotions when she sees Lord Melbourne. And she also describes Lord Melbourne's facial structure, his hairstyle, and his clothing, and also his thoughts when he first sees Victoria. Author Daisy Goodwin is also very descriptive in describing Albert when Victoria first sees him in the very beginning of the novel. Goodwin states, Victoria noticed that Albert was wearing a white frock coat of an unusual cut and white cashmere breeches that showed the muscles of his thighs. And this helps readers to exactly picture Albert as if they were in the room just looking straight at him. So Victoria was written by Daisy Goodwin, and she first became interested in Victoria when she was in college and she was reading her diaries. And she started to view Victoria as a relatable person rather than a stuck-up old queen. So she wanted to write a book, Victoria, perfectly showing readers how relatable Victoria actually was in terms of relationships, work, decision-making, and just growing up in general. So people from Real Simple reviewed this book, and they said that it perfectly shows Victoria's maturity from childhood to adulthood. And I completely agree with this statement because in the beginning of the book, Victoria would do anything to follow her heart. She wouldn't think about the consequences it would have on her being queen and how society would see her. But towards the end of the novel, she started to think using her brain rather than just acting on impulses. And this shows her just growth as a person. So I'm going to play this game, and I'm going to pick a piece of paper out of this little box, and if it's pink, then I have to say a positive piece of criticism, and if it's green, I have to say a negative piece of criticism about this novel. Okay, so this one's pink. So I think one of the positive things about this book is how well author Daisy Goodwin actually researched the hairstyles and dress of people in this time period. She is very descriptive when she describes the clothes that Victoria and everyone around her is wearing at these balls, events, and dinner parties. She says, stiff jewel-encrusted bodices, a long pearl necklace with a ruby pendant, a corsage of orchids, and waxy white flowers. And in every single scene or event that Victoria goes to, I can perfectly picture what she is wearing because of how in-depth and researched author Daisy Goodwin is, because she is able to describe the sewing, the seams, the stitches, all the jewels on everything that Victoria is wearing. She is also very good at describing the hairstyles. She mentioned at least 15 hairstyles because every single event that Victoria went to, she had a different hairstyle, showing how well Goodwin actually read up on this topic. She says, curls sticking to her sweaty and pale face in a tight updo, and these were only some of the hairstyles that Victoria wore. Okay, let me pick another one. Okay, so this one is green. So one of the negative things about this book is I think that author Daisy Goodwin kind of went too far when she described the royal gossip. She kind of focused on this a little bit more than she needed to. So some of it could have been taken out as I feel like it was fluff. Because I do think that there should have been gossip included because this shows how Victoria is relatable and similar to people reading the book today. But some of it could have been cut out. Okay, I'm going to pick one last one. Okay, so this one is pink. So another positive thing about this book is that I think Goodwin really shows how a person can overcome struggles and actually strive in life. Because Victoria was being put down by society and her family. They were trying to control her decisions and say that she wasn't old enough to be a queen, but she didn't let any of this get to her, and she made her own decisions based on what she actually believed, and this ended up helping her to succeed and strive in life. So I think this is a great message for all readers that Goodwin portrays through this novel. So this book was really great, and I really suggest that you guys go read it, Victoria by Daisy Goodwin.